Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we're continuing our look at those winter/Christmas movies as we take a look at While You Were Sleeping, starring Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman. And stay tuned for our bonus story as we take a look at the holiday short, Pluto's Christmas Tree. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new video. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering While You Were Sleeping. This movie was released on April 21st, 1995, and it was directed by John Turteltaub. It was written by Daniel G. Sullivan and Frederick Leibrow. The production companies were Hollywood Pictures and Caravan Pictures, and it was distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. The budget for this movie was $17 million, and it did a box office return of $182 million. So in terms of the production, so originally both Julia Roberts and Demi Moore were offered the lead role, but they both turned it down. The original script was reversed, actually, where Lucy was the one that was in the coma, and the setting was actually in New York City. However, the setting was changed to Chicago because it was cheaper to film there. And because they had a hard time finding actresses that were willing to take the role, they did a script rewrite where they reversed the roles, where the guy is in the coma and Lucy is the main actress. Bill Pullman actually tried to quit after they did a disastrous table read of this film, but his agent actually said that he was contractually obligated to be in the film and could not quit. So in terms of the cast, we have Sandra Bullock, who plays Lucy Moderatz. We have Bill Pullman, who plays Jack Callahan. Peter Gallagher, who plays Peter Callahan. Peter Boyle, who plays Ox Callahan. And Monroe Mercutio, who plays Midge Callahan. In terms of the plot, Lucy works as a train ticket operator at the Chicago train station, and one day she saves the life of Peter, a commuter that she has a secret crush on. He ends up in a coma, and due to an error at the hospital, she is identified as his fiancée. At the news of this, his family takes her in as their own, and things get actually complicated, however, when she meets Peter's brother, Jack. So in terms of the trivia for this movie, Sandra Bullock would actually be nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actress for that year. There's not really much to this movie. In terms of recommending it, I find this movie incredibly bland. It is just one of those movies that the story just doesn't seem to be getting out of first gear. It just goes kind of mundane throughout the entire movie. And the climax as well is just mundane as well. The story just never seems to pick up, and it seems to be so slow-paced. Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman do okay, not great, but they're not very memorable performances from either of them. I almost felt that the movie was just so generic that this is like one step above a Hallmark Christmas movie. It just seems like it's a generic story with generic performances, and this is unfortunately one that I'm not going to be going back to over and over again for me. I know it has its fans out there, and I totally respect that, but just for me, it's not one that I'm probably going to go back to very often. So let's take a look at our bonus story as we take a look at Pluto's Christmas Tree. This short was released November 21st, 1952. It was directed by Jack Hanna, and it was written by Bill Berg and Matt Schaefer, and it was produced by Walt Disney Pictures and distributed by RKO Pictures. In terms of the story of the short, Pluto comes bounding outside to help Mickey get a Christmas tree. Chip and Dale see him and start to make fun of him, but the tree they take refuge in is the one that Mickey picks for the family home. Chip and Dale, they like the decorations, especially the candy canes and Mickey's bowl of nuts. But Pluto spots them and goes after them long before Mickey spots them. The ending shows Minnie, Donald, and Goofy dropping by to sing Christmas carols, and it ends on a very Hallmark sweet moment. In terms of some trivia about this short, scenes for this were actually reused for Disney's Very Merry Christmas songs, and some of the songs that they reused it was for Jingle Bells and Deck the Halls. If you remember the old DTV music program that Disney used to do on their Disney Channel, they actually used Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and they would use a lot of scenes from this short. A little golden book released in 1954 called Donald's Ducks Christmas Tree would reuse the plot from this short, and basically they changed Mickey to Donald. And the Christmas tree and the fireplace from this cartoon can actually be seen in the queue at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in Disneyland. So throughout that queue, they use props from different Mickey Mouse cartoons, and these two are in them. The short has appeared on various DVD package film sets, including Snowed In at the House of Mouse, as well as it's been on bonus features of other Christmas releases, including Mickey's Christmas Carol and Olaf's Frozen Adventure. So I like this short. It's kind of very cute, very kind of memorable. I like the holiday feeling, and then I like the humor in it as well, especially from Chip 'n Dale and Pluto as well. So it is on Disney Plus. Definitely recommend it. I think it is worth it. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for everyone to anyone to share their opinion on While You Were Sleeping, as well as if you've seen Pluto's Christmas Tree, would love to share your thoughts about it as well. So as we look forward to our next episode, we're going to look at a holiday sequel as we take a look at the Santa Claus 2 starring Tim Allen. And so I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.